Okay, now I'm going to do really quickly the questions. There are several questions, okay? And let's do this. I'm going to do the series of questions that came up today as well, because I think we still have to, and towards the end we can come back to this, because it's a topic that is it's endless. Okay, and right now I feel like I don't have, I mean, I think we talked about it, right? So, but there's more, I'm sure there's hundreds of questions we can still think about related to this, but let me just go over, because there's a lot of other important questions that came today. So I want to just get kind of like an answer to them, or information about them, and then we can go back to this later. Okay, I do have to go in about 30 minutes, but we still have time. Okay, so now we talked about, okay, Trump quickly. Trump had a meltdown this morning. What was it about? He knew this was coming. Okay, he knew, he had seen, the first meltdown was about the stuff that was gonna come related to Michael Cohen, I believe. And he was nervous about all these things that were gonna come out. And then the other one was about Tillerson. Okay. All right. Okay. All right. What about John Kelly? Now this is important. Okay, what's the deal with the story of John Kelly? Supposedly leaving, or wanting to leave, or quitting, or something like that. There was going to be some sort of, there was a senior advisor meeting or something, and it was canceled today. But why? What is happening? It was a story about John Kelly and Trump and what's going on with John Kelly. Is John Kelly going to leave? What happened? What made this story come out? He told them he met with Mueller. He was notified by another person, or maybe it was news that called him to tell him this and ask his opinion. And I think Sarah Huckabee Sanders went and spoke to him about it, what his answer was. And he got really angry and he wanted to throw things. And then because John Kelly, and I feel like I've said before, it's coming here, guys, that Trump knows he's kind of psychic. He's always felt like there was something he really admired John Kelly, but there's something where he felt like he couldn't completely trust him. And this confirmed that he was not telling the truth, and that he doesn't care about him. Obviously nobody does, but okay. So then what did John Kelly tell Mueller? Did he tell him anything? Yeah, he's been talking to Mueller this time, but this time I think it was something official. I think it was, I don't know, maybe it was like a grand, I don't know exactly, something. I think it was more than just kind of like a normal visit or something like that. So, and I think Trump is pushing, this other thing too here, guys. Trump is pushing people more and more to do illegal things, okay? He always has been like this, but he wants things like, get somebody and shoot that guy. He's willing, if he could, he would hit people to go hit, like I said before, like the mafia investigations in Italy, how they killed a lot of prosecutors, okay? That's what he wants to do. If he could, he would just get them killed. But he can't. Nobody's willing to do it for him, because why? Oh, right? So he's like, get rid of them. Kill them, get their children, whatever. But he's so, guys, what's interesting is that he's so pathetic. He's not, I'm not defending the mafia, but like, that these guys, like they have to prove their loyalty over time. They have to do something for others, but he's never done anything for anybody else. So nobody, who would be loyal to him, right? He doesn't care. He doesn't do anything for anybody. So this is like, increasingly, he wants people to do stuff for him that he would never do for them. And they're like, no, it's not really. I can't do that. I'm sorry, whatever. So then it's hard for him to find. Nobody wants to work for him, and it's right. The whole thing is very bad. Okay, so then John Kelly talked to Mueller. So he knows. It's like he can tell. And this is the thing I was going to say about him being sort of psychic. He knows that he's in a, he's a big snake like the others. Everybody's a snake around him. That's the only people who will stay around. But he knows he can't trust them. Okay. So, okay. All right. Now I'm going to move quickly, guys, because like I said, I want to cover all of the questions that I have. So now I'm going to move to the document. This is a completely different topic, but I'm just going to going through the list here. Okay. So just about the article that came out yesterday about how there's just undocumented immigrants who were working for his New Jersey golf property. Obviously, guys, this is not new. I think everybody knew there's always been these I think this has been said in the public before. But I want to know, A, what's going to happen to this specific. I'm curious about the women because can you imagine the risk they are going? Apparently, they're suing Trump and stuff, but what's going to happen to these women? Okay, and what's going to happen? I mean, the Bays, quote unquote, doesn't care, right? Nobody publishes these truths about him, but what's happening here with the case of the New Jersey women? So it just show guys that basically that the women, they were under a lot of pressure, obviously because of the immigration crackdown and the connection to Trump, and also what they described in the article, that it was like an environment where they, once Trump started, it would be called names and everything. So then, faced with the prospect of maybe being taken by ICE, and also there's a lot of people who want to sue Trump. So if you have an issue with Trump, there's a lot of money who for people to sue, who have a legitimate cause. So these women, they were connected to the immigration lawyers and so forth. So it looks like nothing's going to happen to them because they don't want the publicity, right? So there's not much that they can do about them. They did the right thing in a sense. Obviously, they're telling the truth, but it's like between, like I said, going to ICE and suing him, they're better off suing. Okay, so he wants it to, obviously he's known all of that. He's known about this for a long time. And it's like I said, I don't think anything's going to happen now just because he does not want the publicity and nobody wants to deal with this. There's like, he's done this for years. He's always hired foreigners. He's always had. So this is that. And I see them eventually winning, like outside of a courthouse, winning something. Okay, yeah, like, yes, all those different things. And so hi, Lucian. So it's just, that's that. Okay, so that's that. Now, okay, now this is one answer. Okay, now, like I said, I want to skip. I'm skipping the topics because not skipping, just going to the next, because there's a lot I want to answer. I want to go through the questions. Okay, now the next one is kind of a big one too. It's about Pence. Okay, Mike Pence. So just quickly, okay, I know I was somebody, not somebody. I saw something on Twitter that says supposedly these rumors about how Pence has been indicted or will be indicted or something like that. It's very fair to assume, based on stuff that's already public knowledge, okay, that he there's all these connections to Manafort and then I mean, he's clearly, however, he's clearly very there's problems here for him, obviously, okay. So and somebody said, oh, he's indicted next. So let's say, what's the status of Pence's indictment? It's clearly he's compromised. It's no doubt about it. Okay, he lied. Oh, that's right, Flynn, right? Flynn, and he were talking constantly. It's just obviously okay. So what does this mean for Pence? Has Pence been indicted? Is he going to be indicted next? What's the deal with Pence? We now know he's compromised, but is he next or something? What's going on with Pence? Pence is yet another hypocritical asshole. So another cold hypocrite. He's been, he keeps the facade of the good guy. He's as bad as cancerous and as troubling as all of the other ones, and he's as bad, like I said, he's bad as the others. There's just too much information. I think there is some sort of. I just still see New York in a way. I think they're trying to move these cases to other locations just in case, the pardon issue. It's just because, guys, he's part of the transition. There's so many lies. He's told so many lies, and they have too much information on him anyway. Okay, so is this going? How is the Pence indictment going to come about? How is this going to happen? They're coordinating it with. Oh, interesting. They're coordinating it with Trump's. Because they don't want, this is interesting, they don't want Pence to be indicted first, and so that Trump can put somebody else in place. You know what I mean? He could be, oh, I have to get somebody else. I don't know how it would be, but they wanted to be coordinated with Trump in the sense of like, depending on what Trump decides to do, they're like, look, you can't take over. That's it. They're not saying anything. Okay, they're leaving for last because it could cause a lot of drama, but they're not going to let him. Okay, so that's that. But I think they're not even thinking about Pence because he's completely compromised. Okay, he's just like totally like, all the way. And he's been, guys, think about it. Do Pence, yeah, interesting. Do Pence, it's a good question. Okay, just say, do Pence, okay. Do Pence and Trump ever talk about this stuff? Do Pence, what's the deal with Pence and Trump? Do they ever talk about this stuff? Trump doesn't like Pence too much. You feel like he's a sucker, but Trump doesn't like anybody, really. He doesn't like anybody. Either either it's like Putin, oh, I love, or it's like, he doesn't like anybody. So he's just, but he respects Pence because he was picked by the Russians. That's what it's saying. He respects Pence because he was a choice of the Russians. So it's like, whatever, I have to deal with this guy. And I can't fire, he can't be fired, right? I don't think you can fire the vice president. So yeah. Sad for him. I'm so sad for president. I'm so sad for Mike Pence. Mike Pence is going nowhere. Mike Pence is going to jail. Mike Pence is going nowhere. Mike Pence is going to jail. Okay, so do they talk? Yeah, I think he runs his own little kingdom. It sounds weird, but it's him and Nick Ayers, huh? By the way, I am going to talk about Nick Ayers later here. Mother, I have a party here. I have a hot. I'm sorry, a very busy meeting. Yeah, very busy meeting. Yeah, I will be late home today. Yeah. So okay, all right. Okay, so next. Okay, so then, guys. Quickly, okay, like I said, I need to cover the topics. What about NRA? This is a very amazing article. This is probably going to be almost forgotten, okay, just because the NRA and Trump came, the receipts that came out, okay, connected to the NRA, and I don't know if you saw this. I mean, it's a Mother Jones, I think. NRA and Trump campaign, they coordinated the advertisements on television. There was all these receipts. It's amazing to see it. So what's because we know that the Russians have given a lot of money to the NRA, but this is the other part where they coordinate these ads and they almost act like the same company. Okay, so that was amazing. So what happens? What does this mean? It means the case is sealed. Yeah, there's already enough evidence about the Russian money going to the NRA, and then there's evidence of yeah, so this is how it comes out, okay? So yeah, same TV markets say so yeah, so just not just it was just like almost like intertwined, okay? So there's a lot of coordination here, and it's obvious, but it's like it's showing too. The thing about Trump is that it's it's the whole it's a conspiracy, always, and then the crimes are so many. There's so many crimes that it's not even like if one forget about one. There's like literally 93 other crimes. So it's like one thing alone doesn't mean obviously doesn't mean much, but there was just so much. How do we even, guys, I do these readings pretty often, and I feel like I never have time to cover everything, right? Because there's so much. It's unbelievable. How is it even possible? How do they have the time? That's basically it's their full-time job is to commit crimes. So it's amazing, they kind of show up at the government when they're too busy. They're like too busy with other things. Okay, so that's it. That's what it shows. Okay, that's what it shows is that it's just part of. It's even more. Okay. Made for TV. Okay, guys. Joan asked the question. Actually, I wanted to do a. Well, actually, I don't know if I wanted to do a video on this, but I got this sense. Somebody mentioned something on Twitter, but I want to look into it right now, just since you mentioned Maria Butina, because there's two lawyers. She has her own lawyers, or supposedly, obviously, very expensive lawyers, but the judge appointed public defender to look into, I guess, to follow the case or something like that. Okay. So then it shows that, and then I think it was a podcast that I was listening to. I forgot whatever the source was. Okay. And then it said, well, maybe the judge feels that the attorneys don't have her best interests in mind, which I thought it was very interesting. I was like, oh, maybe she is. Maybe she does know that. Maybe she does know that it's you know what I mean? It's she may. I wonder what's going on. Does she want to? Because what I'm understanding here from what these people were saying is that she may want to collaborate with the U.S. government because she probably knows she's going to die if she goes to Russia. Like seriously, she's going to be thrown out of a building, going to die. So I wonder what's going on. Does she want to collaborate? Because okay, what's going on, Maria Bettina? Does she want to collaborate, or because she's you know they're acting as what is it called, messengers, right? These lawyers are always messengers. So does she want to collaborate and stay in the US, or does she want to go to Russia? You know, she doesn't. She's tired of being there. She feels like there's no end to anything. She wants to have, it sounds hilarious to say have her freedom, but she feels like if she goes to Russia, it's going to be terrible because they're never going to let her, yeah, they're never going to let her have a normal life. And she said, I feel like she knows of a lot of people who died. And I see them kind of giving her these documents, that the lawyers are giving her these documents, and the lawyers themselves don't understand what they mean, but she does. And I'm not even talking about the Russian. He's like cold words for saying, look, if you talk, you're dead kind of thing. You know what I mean? Like there's just something where you're going to die or whatever. So I feel like she kind of feels like if she goes back, it's over. And if she stays, yeah, I kind of feel like she didn't. I mean, guys, I mean, you know, remember how I was joking around before? I said, "Me too. I had to sleep with disgusting man. No, no, no." But I kind of feel like she felt it that way. She was so horrified of the things she kind of had to do. I'm not saying she's a victim at all, but you know what I mean. She doesn't want to go back to it. She doesn't. You know, I don't think she wants to go back to that life. Okay, so okay, so then what's going to happen to her? Yeah, I feel like she, how do I explain? I kind of feel like she may turn completely and lose these lawyers, okay? She may want to, I don't know exactly, not right away, but kind of like she may have to be transferred to a different prison. And say here, when she's we're going to find out if she's transferred to a different prison. When she's transferred to this different prison, that means she's collaborating completely and no longer has the other lawyer. Okay. So now there's more information. Okay. Okay, so then, okay, now there's more. Okay, oh my God, guys. So Heather Nauert at the UN, huh? Oh, she knows a lot about history. Yeah. No, she's very pretty. Okay, and she did, and like people were saying, well, trying to defend her, oh, she did a good job when she was being a spokesperson, but being a diplomat, and it's guys, it's so horrifying because I know, for example, I know people that I went to school. It's like the most competitive. You know, a lot of countries, being a diplomat is you have to be extremely well educated, and it's very tough, and it just demands so much. Anyway, it's very complicated. Okay, it's not just like, oh, I'm here for the State Department. Yeah, yeah. It's like, I'm not saying that there's anything wrong with her being pretty, but I'm sorry, you have to be more than pretty. Okay, and it's just like, guys, seriously, it's just Jen is asking about Maria Butina, but no, Jen, it's like they're totally different sections of the prison. So I don't think, I wouldn't worry. Anyway, so it's very, very, very tough. Like, you don't really, it's extremely complicated and it's very demanding. So then they put this woman, it's just a joke, okay? It's really, it makes everybody laugh at the US because that one, I mean, she's, I'm not saying, like I said, you could be okay, but it takes a certain kind of training and all those things. Okay, so anyway, so what's going to happen to her? Is she going to take over the job? And it must be funny for, what's her name, Nikki Haley. Nikki Haley, she's like, I'm Nikki Haley, I'm the next president. Yeah. And then suddenly, he must be, I don't like Nikki Haley, obviously, but I kind of feel for her in a way. Because can you imagine, she thought she had it all, but then he puts this woman after her. It just, what does it say about her job? That anybody, you know what I mean? It's like very demeaning, I find. So yeah, she's not even going to be in the cabinet. Okay, so what's going to happen to this? What's happening here? Yeah, guys, interesting. Yeah, I just feel like she acts like as if they treat her as if she were the secretary, in the sense of, like, the assistant. Like, they give her the message, give them the message, give her the message, and somebody else makes the decision. Okay, so she just kind of passes on information, and so, oh my God, really, that's so sad. Whoa. The woman you talk about, because guys, they're talking about that. They're, oh my God, I can't even say. I don't even want to say, it's so disgusting that Trump had. There was a picture of him with Trump on his hands on the woman's boobs. Oh my God, it's so disgusting. She's very pretty, but I feel like she's just treated like that. Like, she's just like, she still has the same job, essentially. Okay, that she's the spokesperson. So they tell her what to say. She doesn't have any. It's just that. Okay, so wow, that's kind of it's so gross. That's so gross. So anyway, so that's it. Okay, so then I feel like, yeah, I see there's these people in the background who make the decisions, and she just communicates the decisions. But I think she's going to sort of, if she takes over, she's going to be just a transitional figure, because and I've said this many times, guys, I don't believe, and I know people say, oh, maybe, however, I don't know how long, but I don't think it's going to last much longer. Okay, this administration, I don't think so. Okay, so that's that. Now, okay. And I saw this. I don't think it's gonna happen, because I see her wearing. I saw they put a wire on her. Okay, so I don't know. I don't know that she's gonna be wired for something. I just don't think that. Yeah, I just feel like she's gonna leave. She's gonna be there. She's like, oh, okay. Well, actually, I kind of don't see her. I don't feel like she knows what's going on. She's aware. I mean, right? Nobody. It's not an insult to anyone to say that some people, if I go, okay, even the smartest person, you know could take that job, it still wouldn't be enough, because it demands a specific kind of experience. Okay, it's not just that you have to be intelligent, but it's that you have. So I think she knows she knows that she's being used, right? She knows that she's being put in a position that she's a tool. Okay, so anyway, so that's that. Now, okay, so then, but like I said, I don't feel like she's so much. She gets it in a weird way. Okay, I don't feel like what's the word? Yeah, I don't know. I don't feel like she's as bad as the other ones. Okay, I'm not defending her, but whatever. Like, you know what I'm talking about. Now, okay, so there's two questions left. I want to talk about it. Okay, so the other question is about Tillerson dissing Trump, because I find it. I'm not defending Trump, but I feel like Tillerson, oh yeah, he's a victim. Tillerson, are you serious? Like, he got the medal from Putin, and he fired all these people in the State Department. He's like, oh, President is so dumb. He's so dumb. Yeah. Well, we know that, but it's as if he's an innocent victim. He's not an innocent victim. What's going to happen to him? Is Mueller looking at him like, what's up with him? Okay. And the last question of the night is the William Barr for AG. But let's see. Start with here, Tillerson. What is going on with Tillerson? Does he know? Is he going down? What's going to happen? Has Mueller talked to him? Yes, Mueller wants to know about the context of his job, how he got his job, and who recommended him. How did he know that he got that job? Okay, guys. So I remember, I remember the first. I've always seen him going to jail, and I kind of feel like he may still go to jail because it's saying I see him, Mueller asking him. I don't know if it's going to be Mueller directly. So, how did you get this job, and what were the circumstances? So, you've never had any experience in the government, so suddenly you're hired. Why? And and then it said, he's like, yeah, we had a connection with Putin, and he was like, they showed the picture. They're like, oh, look, here's a picture of you, Putin. What are you doing there? Well, I have done so much business there, and we wanted to see what Russia had. I think he admits, okay, and then, but the problem is that it gets to the point where I don't think he tries. He's sort of like, how to say it. It's like, it's not that he doesn't lie, but he doesn't admit it, and then eventually Mueller's people get the information, which is that even if, how do I explain it? Yes, he was appointed by the Russians, and not only that, he did things that the Russians had asked, like firing people in the State Department, like doing things that they had suggested. Okay, so eventually he did, because he's like, yeah, I know I made a mistake. I didn't realize it was going to be this bad, but he knows. I mean, I'm sorry, he did everything the Russians wanted, and he never respected Trump because he knows that Trump did not have the real power, and this is the reason. Okay, that's right. He's not just that he didn't like Trump, is that ultimately the reason why he's talking shit about no, Condoleezza, Grace. How the hell Condoleezza? What does Condoleezza have to do with anything? Condoleezza put him there, like how? How? I mean, really, is there like evidence or something? No, he has, there's all these pictures, guys. The most shocking thing I remember at the very beginning is seeing the picture of him on a stage with Putin, where he was getting a medal from Putin. Okay, like that's not right. So that was incredible. Okay, so then that was it. Okay, so guys, this is the thing, and this is reminded me of this very important part of yeah, for that's a big deal, Susan. Very big deal. So, Will Tillerson being that, yes, I believe he will go to prison for it, because guys, the whole thing with bribes. Think about it. So this is the thing about I don't know if you remember this about the Steele dossier. So the dossier states that if Trump got the presidency, they would give. This is the, and I'm repeating stuff you already know, but I think 19.5% of Rosneft. So they're going to sell this part of Rosneft, which is the Russian oil company, and they're going to pay Trump with that. Okay, so what they did is that they sold it to Qatar. This part of this percentage of Rosneft, they sold it to Qatar, and Qatar then, as you probably know, Qatar is responsible for the fund that bought the 666 building. Okay, so this is it. This is very important part of the claims that have never been proven wrong from the everything that was so far written in the dossiers has been correct thus far. Okay, so it's showing that then this money. So this is why, guys, this is why it's important, is because Tillerson was obviously going to get a cut, and he probably has to do something with Enron, Exxon. Okay, so you know what I'm saying? So it's very clear, right? That there is something very serious there, and that he's part of it. They're all part of it. So that's why. Okay, so that's what I'm saying. Because the thing with corruption is that even apparently, even if you don't receive the money, if you say to the guy, look, if you do this to me, I'm gonna give you $50 million. That alone is a crime. Okay, offering somebody, right? So this is it. So this is interesting. Now that explains why the thing about Tillerson. Oh, he's like, he wants to be the nice. He's like the smart grown up guy. No, it's that in the end, the reason for him not really respecting Trump is that he knows that Trump does not make the decisions. That he's not really the. So you know what I mean? I'm not, like I said, I'm not defending Trump. It's just pretty obvious that you know. So that's that. Okay, now that's okay, that ends it. Okay, that explains. Now the last question is William Barr. He was also, oh my god, let's not even get started on this guy. So this guy is like, I think he was the attorney general during Trump. Yeah. Yeah, so anyway, so what's gonna happen to this guy? Okay, it's interesting that it's so weird sometimes, like, this seems kind of random. Like, the first thing I see, this guy has an alcohol problem, and he feels like he was sort of he wanted power. Okay, so the thing, it's possible that, like I said, he started saying these things that Trump says because he's like, oh, I can have a lot of power, I could, he wanted something out of making these claims, repeating what Trump says, the propaganda stuff. But it shows that, like, all of them, they're ultimately quote unquote Washington people. Okay, they say, oh, this is a Washington animal. Washington people are saying here, and by that it means the person who can read the room and understand the temperature and understand how you have to change according to the temperature of the room. So he is not, he's wiser than Trump. Obviously, nobody, and I see these Republicans guys, they're like looking at Trump like, yeah, you have about 3 months left. You know what I mean? He doesn't really think that Trump is going to survive this, but he wants the job. Like all of them. If you offer these guys the job, yes, I want to be attorney general. So I think he's going to be there until the end, okay? He's not going to rock the boat, okay? No, not many people are, and he might, I don't know if he's going to, what is it called? Excuse himself, I forgot the name. He doesn't want to get involved. Nobody does, right? Because they don't want to lose their job and their life over this. He knows it's too dangerous. Okay, he's been there before. So I think he could be, I'm sorry, I hear kids. I think he could be confirmed that he could start, but like I said, he's not going to do anything super controversial because he doesn't trust. I mean, nobody should trust Trump, but he doesn't feel like Trump's power is really cemented because he stabbed everybody in the back. Okay, because yeah, and I was watching I forgot which news shows it was, something that said like the Republicans are nice, once they realized that the Democrats really won a lot of things, and that the temperature has changed, then they don't want anything to do with Trump. Because it could be they're like, oh, maybe we have to be, this is the new way of things. But now that these crimes are rolling down, they don't want to be, because they're like, we've been in this town long enough. This guy just arrived yesterday for 2 years, going to be gone. I want to survive here. So this is it. Okay, I'm not gonna. Nobody. I mean, you have to be an idiot to be like, I'm gonna do anything for President. I'll do anything for him. I love him. I love him. No, he doesn't care about anybody. So people are smart. You know what I mean? Like, in the sense, these people, smart in the sense of like, it's like palace intrigue. It's like these people are very serious about their careers. They want to survive, and that's that. Okay, so that's that, guys. Okay, can we? Yeah. So I mean, call me. Guys. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, so today, yeah, there was something about Comey. Yeah, so it's funny. There was this guy. I don't know if you're familiar with this guy, Benjamin Vitas or something. His friend, and his friend was also his friend supported that guy Kavanaugh, and also supported Comey. So I have to go back, guys, and remember. I'm not saying that Comey is not. There is not. I'm sure there are great things about him, but let's remember what he did before the Hillary election. I'm sorry, like I'm sure everybody has good sides and everything, but I'm just like, we have to get back to reality about who these people really are too. Okay, I'm sorry, like I don't, when you see like the people that surround his guys, that Benjamin Wittes, like he was very good friends with him, and so who's to say that he's got, I'm sorry, like I don't necessarily buy all these Republicans like, oh, I'm regretful, yeah, I'm so regretful, I'm so sad, I like it, nah, yeah, so I just feel like, honestly, when I really was supportive of him, I was like, oh my God, I can't believe what they did to him. It was terrible. It was horrible. But then, he wrote that book, which I didn't read. Oh, interesting. Joan's saying the bar worked with Mueller in the past. Maybe they have an agreement. I just feel like Joan, I don't think it's an agreement. I don't think that Mueller is talking to people who's like, oh, hey, let's have beer. But I just feel like Mueller is doing his thing. And like I said, this guy knows what way, how the beat goes. Okay. How the beat's going. Okay, so he's not that stupid. Like I said, They feel like Mueller is gonna over like wait, what? Recused as AG? Yeah. So yeah, I don't know. I just, like I said, I don't think that he has recused as Attorney General. Is that true? I don't know. So anyway, I just feel like I said, guys, I think these people are smarter than we think. Okay, and I feel like I just feel like they are not want to go down. They don't want to go down with Trump. Why would they? Because ultimately, guys, you know, this is the thing about Trump. Like, he was always in what drove him is that he was rejected by all these quote unquote serious Washington people. Okay, and then now they're like, okay, this party's over, and they're the people who live it. This is what they say. You know, people who live in Washington, they understand that things change, and things always change. Nothing lasts forever, and that's what they're feeling now. Okay, so that's that. Okay. Anyway, so GR, let's, you know, I don't know what is good news. I never heard of this. So let's wait until this becomes. Let's not, you know, let's wait and see what happens. Okay. Yeah, he can't recuse if it's not confirmed. That's right. He can say, I'm not gonna. I think, you know, GR, you're confusing Brian Benchkowski with Barr. Okay, Benchkowski is the guy in the Justice Department who had done that in secret. Okay, so Susan, I don't know. Don't ask me. I mean, these questions, guys, is like, I don't know. Yeah, this is. I think this would happen yesterday. The guy Benchkowski, he recused himself after a FOIA request. Okay, but this is like, you can't recuse himself if he's not confirmed. Exactly, he doesn't have the job yet. Because obviously, if he tells Trump, he's like, I'm going to recuse myself for Russia. Yeah, I'm doing it. I'm going to recuse myself. Then he's not going to get the job. You know what I mean? This is very obvious. It seems very obvious to me. So we don't know. Like I said, Susan, I don't know how long these people. This is like, we don't know. There's just a lot of moving parts. Okay, just we'll see. Okay, and I think, guys, too, it's possible that the wing of Mueller, whatever it is, you know, that they already know that, right, that there's no way they're gonna survive. Like, who's gonna do this? Who's gonna be like, oh yeah, I'm gonna say whatever he wants? No, you. Yeah. So people buying us. Yeah. So it's just right. I don't think that this is gonna. So this is it, guys. Do you have any more? I should go, but do you have any more questions? I think we covered a lot. Okay, we covered a lot, right? So I'm definitely gonna do tomorrow because I feel like it's crazy, right? It's crazy. Tomorrow is you know, I think we're gonna digest this, and tomorrow there's gonna be more news. Okay, so okay, so all right, guys. See you later. Okay. Good night. So see you tomorrow at the same time. So okay.